To whom it may concern, welcome to Mingma's cover letter. I'm applying to the educator positions you listed on Airbnb Singapore. In this letter, I will briefly go through who I am, what I did, and what I want to do. First of all, who I am. These are me. This is me on my Airbnb profile, and this is the most recent me. I have two passions in my life. The first one is education, involving with design and technology. The other one is traveling. It would be better for me to travel with good books and food. These two things seem different, but share a common core that is to enable people to grow as human beings, to master the topics, and to apply them in life for enjoyment and livelihood. I was born in 1993 after a prolonged and painful K-12 educational process in China. I accidentally entered a new field, educational technology, in Henan University. I started traveling alone since that time. During the 4 years in college, I acquired fundamental knowledge of EdTech and instruction design. I traveled basically every province in China also. I went to the US for the first time in 2013 to attend an EdTech international meeting in Washington, D.C. And after that, I got admitted to Penn State. I devoted myself into learning design technology since 2014, and I traveled around the West and East Coast in the States during my breaks. I gained all these skills from past 6 years in educational technology, especially for Adobe Creative Suite. I even taught Photoshop and Illustrator in my local high school as a classroom teacher, and I used Google Works daily to collaborate with my peers in Penn State. Also, I have a lot of experience in using learning management system. And one thing I need noted here is Absorb. I have never used Absorb, but I know how to use it by attending a lot of Absorb webinars before. And I think it's way more easier than Blackboard and Canvas that I used a lot before. Next, what I did. I started to use Airbnb in 2014. Before I knew Airbnb, I chose to live in bed and breakfast. It was an ideal place for me because I always have the idea that to live there rather than visit there when I was traveling. Although I was a big fan of Victorian age, I still thought they should advance the way to list their house. I quickly fell in love with Airbnb right after I used it in New York City for the first time. It was a wonderful and a memorable experience. I have never met with my host during my 3 days stay in the studio, but he did a great job on accommodations. But my host gave me enormous trust and freedom, and I built it credits in my trust bank in Airbnb as well. Lastly, what I want to do. Before I move on to talk about what I want to do, I would like to briefly analyze the China's market for Airbnb. Although Airbnb now has a very big market share internationally, but there's a lot of competitors in China like Tujia and Xiaozhou and a lot of local hostels. But Airbnb has its own advantages based on their trust and safety bank and the experience community and the globalization. And I do think that Chinese users would like to explore more and more. But the first priority they worried about was trust and safety, I assumed. So, what I want to do in Airbnb is to illustrate why they should believe in Airbnb and how they ensure their safety and how they built their trust bank with all my skills I presented here. Thank you for watching this cover letter. This sample was created on Airbnb website, and I think that campus is like a educator's job to give people guidance for their traveling. And I think I made the very good candidate for this position. So I'm really looking forward to hear from you. Thank you.